than 500 billion. And according to them, according to the Auditor General, is saying that above 84 billion surpassed the 90 days, which they think they would have cleared. Now, my question goes to the executive that a while ago, Parliament passed $112 million US to UMEME. And how do you expect, as UETCL, to manage the situation between you and government about payment of more than 500 billion Ugandan shillings? Because we think that would be an angle where you could at least go and ask for such payments at the earliest date before even UMEME closes down its offices in Kampala, because we need that money as Ugandans.
The company called UMEME is actually a Ugandan company.
So right now, we are chasing money that UMEME went with, that we are trying to collect, but there's a provision for how of arbitration in terms of what they will not have paid us by the time they left. So we are trying to follow that route to close with UMEME.
What is that it is a company which was relying on power sales agreement with government. Government has terminated, and you knew that government was terminating. You even knew the date of termination. So he's saying, supposing they wind up like FedSalt has wound up, do you want to keep this money there? I thought you would approach it the same way Stella said, that even with UMEME, you would be writing to those government agencies that owe UMEME to say, please don't clear those people. They have my money, just in case they die. Do you know what it means having a debtor who is dying of cancer anytime? You know someone has cancer, and it's sure deal, he's going. And you wait. The best would be to find a way of lodging a caveat on his property, or finding a way of what we call attachment before judgment.
It's only that I agree, it's a complicated issue. The nature of the commercial arrangements between UMEME, government, and ourselves was a complicated one. For instance, we try to make sure that they are not paid the buyout amount before they pay us our money, before they go. But yet the power sales agreement we had with them gave them a leeway that they should pay us after 45 days.
45 days from when?
From each time we gave them an invoice, meaning even on their last day, they would have 45 days before they pay us.
So how much was the last invoice you gave them?
We actually have, the amount he's talking about, close to 500 billion that is outstanding between us and UMEME.
That was arising out of the last invoice?
No.
I've asked you a question. How much was the last invoice?
155 billion.
Because there was money that you invoiced before, even when you knew they were going or they were losing business. Someone can tell you, for me, I'm unemployed, where do you want me to get money from? But you know, the amount kept accumulating and under your watch. Accumulating under your watch, Mr. Karamaji. And you think, to use the words of Honorable Mpindi Bumali, you think Ugandans will not hold you accountable and liable in the event, and I want to say unlikely, as they normally tell us, as if it is not likely. And the unlikely event that UMEME does not pay you this money, do you think Ugandans will not hold you liable and responsible?
Chair, what I would say that we did everything in our powers to collect this money, but we were unable. And the only solution would have been to switch off UMEME, in which case the country... No,
not switching off UMEME. You could sue UMEME and get judgment. I mean, get attachment before judgment. Still, am I lying? Is it not provided for? Because you saw that UMEME was actually going. At least not disappearing from the books, but running broke. Anytime it could run broke. And I do not want us to say on national television that Parliament said UMEME is running broke. They have collected and could be in a position to have some money. But let's look at the microscopic event that they choose not to pay you. You would have attached to the process and said, no, we keep giving you invoices, you are not paying. And did you inquire into the reasons why they are not paying? Because when somebody says, what are you going to do? You cannot switch me off because you have an agreement, binds you. But you also had an agreement with them that requires them to pay within 45 days.
Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, they had a 1 month reconciliation because the concession ended on 28th of February. So they had a 1 month reconciliation. So in a normal way, someone would think that in that 1 month, UETCL, because being a government entity, you would have worked with your boss, the ministry, to reconcile whatever you are demanding from UMEME. So my question is, one, did you take an initiative to reconcile what you're demanding from UMEME, and if so, do you have the records with you? And then secondly, UMEME came up and said that they are demanding much compared to what they were compensated. Should we think that your compensation, or what you're demanding UMEME, is going to come after the monies which they say that they were not compensated from the government of Uganda? Thank you, Chair.
I think the question our sales agreement provides for how we should recover any amounts
that is paper. I am looking at a situation where, yes, Mr. Miro, all you are talking about is very good for the books, for theory. If the amount is not disputed, if they are committed, they have been paid, why are they not paying you? They have been paid, they have the money. They are not disputing the debt. They are committed. Why are they not paying you? And you are here to convince the country that, no, they will pay.
During that reconciliation audit, which was undertaken by the Auditor General to verify the buyout amount, we wrote and we brought to their attention the amount due from UMEME to us, and that was brought to the attention of the Auditor General. And our request was...
Did you write to the minister? Did you involve the minister?
The minister, yes.
That's the answer I want to hear. Share with us.
And our proposal was for that amount to be offset against the buyout amount as first recourse.
Okay, let's look at this 500 billion. Because if I asked you now, what is UMEME doing? How are they earning today?
Maybe, Chair.
Are there debts that are owed to UMEME by any government agency?
Chair, yes.
Like which one?
First of all, I don't know whether they are genuine or not, but the thing is that the buyout amount that UMEME got is in dispute from their side. They are saying they were not paid in full. So that is, there is a claim they have put together.
That one is a claim.
Yes.
Because we are looking at an amount that was audited by the Auditor General. Okay. For us, we paid what was cleared by the Auditor General, right? Yes.
But then there is also another 155 billion, the MDAs that didn't pay, like Ministry of Defense and so on.
I thought they withheld the money. Those ones didn't pay.
Yeah, but on our account, they are saying we can only pay you if those MDAs pay.
So there is 155 owed by MDAs.
Yeah.
So for them, UMEME paid itself. It actually did what you failed to do with UEDCL. For them, they said no.
It's like a book payment because they did not receive the cash. Even if you say they paid themselves, they cannot transfer that money to us because it's just a book entry.
Actually, they can't transfer it because they don't have it.
They don't have it.
They used the money. If you sit and do book reconciliation, they say, we owe you this, you owe us this, so on and so forth. So that one, you can say, okay, you can offset a portion of the 500, right? Any other? The other one is disputed. Not so? So there's 300 more.
And there is also another claim. Of course, they have put forward around 157 billion to the regulator. Yes.
Claiming it is for what? There are certain things I don't want to say on the microphone by virtue of where I'm seated. But I'm boiling. As a Ugandan, I'm boiling. You help me before I actually explode.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So finance was moving up and down with the supplementary. And they are saying there is a deadline. You either pay or you suffer the consequences. And Chair, this report was out already. And the Minister of Finance should be among the consumers of this report, Mr. Chairman. So I think, Chair, for you not to say the words on the microphone, I wanted to beg that we invite the Minister of Finance here, who was running up and down with supplementary budget, and the Minister for Energy to come and explain how can this money be there, and they are putting us on a gunpoint to pass the supplementary budget because there's a deadline, So I think, Chair, the best people to respond to this question should be the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Energy.
Yeah, but this is the creditor. Been prepared long before for the handover. What was so difficult about telling UMEME get out of our facility? Because you see, it's a debt. What we owe them, they demand and they want. What they owe us, you can allow them to walk away with it.
But maybe, Chair, if you can allow.
Yes, I can allow.
Of government finances, especially in a situation where we have UMEME private
You call
company.
them affairs because we have no mismanagement of finances.
Yeah. Because there is a private company, which is UMEME, now being paid off after their contract by government. There is UETCL, which is claiming more than 500 billion. How sure are we that after the 90 days running, they write off this as a bad debt?
They will not write off.
How sure are we
that they will not write off
this as a bad debt, and that hence a loss to the government and the people of Uganda?
We are not sure.
They should assure us, give us an assurance.
It is not about them. It's about the debt management policy and the law. One, that we cannot allow
Chair,
to
some
run a
correction.
country.
With your permission, Chair. Friday is it is Eid. Yes.
Is that so?
The coming Friday is Eid. On the 6th.
No, this Friday there will be short notice for the ministers.
Oh.
We shall come back on Tuesday, the following week.
Okay.
Which date will it be if this is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th?
The entity.
Oh, no, remember, they have a budget.
How are you running the entity?
The money, I am, Mr. Karam, just give them to me, I'll see how to handle. We shall have a way of admitting them. Please go. Money is in Standard Chartered Bank.
Yeah, but as and of when all collection account monies are in Standard Chartered, and we keep on using it as and of when.
Not the commercial. Now, you are saying when you're about to
the document and what they state here, some bit of variance, but it's crucial who to ask which questions. Because even for error, because supposing UMEME has no asset, and I can assure you, because the assets and facilities UMEME was using were assets of government, right? Both those that they inherited and those that we gave them in the concession.
696 billion.
Chapter 1 kwe kutegeera ensonga lwaki gavumenti yapapirira okusasula kampani ya UMEME sente zeyite za buyout okubasa okubalirira nga bobaggalawo bagenda, naye ate gavumenti nebeera nnafu nnyo mu kubanja sente eggwanga yezibanja UMEME ezisoba mu buwumbi 500. Singa olunaku lumu lukya UMEME neeremererwa okusasula sente ezo, tuba tugenda kuzijjawa kubanjani. So awe tuwummulidde ne tugamba twetaaga okusinkanamu mukulu waffe baminisita ow'ebyamasannyalaze era n'ow'ebyensimbi, kubanga bano balajanye nti bawandiika nga bagamba nti bandibadde babasasula nga tebannaba kusasula UMEME, nti gwe mmanja omutadde agenda omusasudde ezize naye ate nze tansasudde zange, owulidde. So netwagala tufune obudde ne bannaffe aba kampuni ya UMEME ne bannaffe ba ministers batubuulire. Ekirala ekivuddeyo kya bannaffe ab'ebitongole bya gavumenti abatayagala kusasula masannyalaze. Ekitongole ng'ekyamagye Ministry ya Defense nga babanjibwa biliyoni 157 mu masannyalaze agatali masasule. Ekitongole ng'ekya poliisi kibanjibwa biliyoni 24. Ekitongole ng'ekyamakomera kibanjibwa biliyoni 22 n'abalala bangi. Kati ye UMEME kye yakolanga zikuzayina okusasula abalala ng'agamba bali mbabanja tebansasudde kati ng'azisalirako eno. Jjukira nti UMEME terina byayo, kubanga buli kintu kyonna kyerina twakisasulira ne tukigula ng'eggwanga UEDCL era ne mu ndagaano gye twakola. Era kyobola buli kintu kye baagulanga nga tumala kikakasa nti ekyo tukkiriza bakigule. So bye babadde balina byonna kazibe computers, kazibe mmeeza, zonna zaffe. So kati ekibuuzo UETCL ekitongole ekibunya amasannyalaze kyo bwe kiba kibanja UMEME nga bwe kigibanja biliyoni 5 n'okusoba kizinonawa, kubanga tetumanyi oba ku akawunti ya UMEME kukyaliko sente ezo. So twagala UMEME abeere wano, UETCL abeerewo ne baminisita babeerewo batubuulire bo bakkiriza batya okusasula UMEME agenda akiveemu, kubanga UMEME talina mulimu mulala gwakola wano. UMEME tatunda nnyaanya, tatunda butungulu, ya omulimu gwe gwali gwa kusaasaanya tusaako masannyalaze. Omulimu ogwo baagumuggyako. Kaakati UETCL gwebanja talina mulimu, tetumanyi oba alina ssente